Hello everyone and welcome back to another Pony&Wolf Productions video. My name is Visual Pony and today we are reading the story How to Throw Yourself at the Ground and Miss by Axolotl222 or 222. Don't know how you would like to have that pronounced, but be sure to let me know in the comments down below. Anyhow, this kind of reminds me of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where there is actually a scene, at least in the book, I don't know if it's in the movie, where the secret to fly is to throw yourself at the ground and miss. I guess that's where the author got their inspiration here. Anyhow, Douglas Adams was a great author and we will all miss him forever because he never finished his last book. And never forget that there's a way to support this channel with the links down in the description below, and that you have an amazing list of those people who are already supporting us right now on your screen. So, now let's get into the story, because I am fairly certain that I am annoying you. The sculptor wiped the sweat off her brow, letting out a satisfied sigh. She took a step back, then turned to address her queen. "Well," she said with a polite grin, gesturing towards the bust she had finished. "What do you think?" Queen Haven placed a hoof on her chin as she inspected the statue. She said, frowning in thought. "This is absolutely terrible." She then pointed an accusatory hoof at the bust. No. Literally everything about this is wrong. Is this even supposed to be me? I mean, just look at that chin. That is way too bulbous for me. I'm much prettier than that." Meanwhile, two of the royal guards stood by, keeping a silent vigil over the courtyard as their queen continued her art critique. Well, at least one of them was. The other was snickering to himself, his phone tucked under his wing in a way he thought was stealthy. He stopped laughing, however, once a guardsman beside stepped on his hoof. "Put that away, cadet," Zoom said, keeping her gaze locked straight ahead. Thunder let out a grunt of pain.
"Oh, come on,"
he said.
"I was just checking it real quick."
"Not interested in excuses."
"But..."
"Not interested."
Thunder pouted, but put his phone away as told. As he slid back into attention, however, he spotted something out of the corner of his eye. He pointed with a hoof.
Zoom? I think we have a problem."
Zoom followed his gaze, her eyes widening. She spun around, running over to the queen.
Your Majesty, you're...
"Not now, Zap," Haven said without looking at her.
Zoom.
"Whatever. I told you I'm not to be interrupted during queenly business."
But...
"And look at this! You know my nose doesn't look like that! Were you even paying attention?"
"Look!"
Zoom shouted. Haven spun around to reprimand her, but stopped once she saw the two of them gesturing towards something off in the distance. She squinted, curious. Haven saw the tower where her daughter slept. Nothing unusual. That is, until she noticed that a window several stories off the ground had a small white filly leaning out of it.
"Severina!"
Zip was sitting in the windowsill, wingtip in her mouth as she took in the view. She was wearing a cobalt blue hoodie with a yellow lightning bolt crudely painted on the front, along with a pair of swimming goggles on her forehead. She removed her wing from her mouth, carefully extending her primaries into the air.
"Alright, no wind. You know what that means."
Zip turned towards her sister, who was sitting in her crib, engrossed in the task of stacking blocks. And she realized Zip was looking at her, she gave her a nearly toothless smile. She then clapped her hoofs together with a giggle.
"That's right, Lil Pep,"
Zip said affectionately, running a hoof through her hair.
"Your big sister's gonna be the first Pegasus to fly in thousands of moons."
Zip then pulled her goggles down before leaning out of the window.
"Here's that, Equestria. I'm gonna fly!" "Severina!" "Oh, hi, Mommy."
Haven skipped to a halt just below the tower, with Zoom and Thunder in tow.
"What are you doing? You get down from there this instant!" "But Mommy, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fly just like you said I could."
Zip said with a grin so large it could be seen from the ground.
"Severina, You get down here this instant before you hurt yourself! Silly mommy, I'll be fine. I did some math.
Zip said proudly.
Enough of this nonsense! Zephyrina, you cannot fly! But mommy, you told me I could do it!
Zip pouted.
I said no such thing! You told me I could do it as long as I didn't give up.
Haven stuttered as the memory came back to her.
Well, I suppose. And didn't you say I should never give up on my dreams? That I need to live life to the fullest? Well, you see, what I meant was...
Haven frantically looked back and forth between Zoom and Thunder, silently pleading for help.
Zip?
Zoom cautiously asked.
You see, your mother was...
Lying?
Thunder added. Zoom and Haven both turned to glare at Thunder before looking back to Zip. The filly slowly frowned.
Oh,
she said, disappointed.
So, dreams don't really come true then? Usually, no. Even with lots of hard work?
Thunder swallowed.
Not really.
So life is just biding your time until death comes and sends you into an eternal nothingness?
Kinda.
Huh.
Zip said, leaning away from the window. The three let out a collective sigh of relief.
Oh, thank goodness.
Haven said.
Wait!
Zip said. Queen Haven froze.
If life is meaningless,
she continued,
but we only get one chance at it, then I better make the most of it.
Oh no,
Thunder said.
She's full of unyielding optimism again.
Zip then leapt off the windowsill.
I'm a wonderbolt! No!
Haven wailed. She collapsed onto the ground, burning her face into her hoofs. A million thoughts raced through her head. How could this have happened? Why didn't she put a safety latch on the window? Why didn't she station a guard outside their bedroom? Why didn't... The queen's musings were interrupted by the sound of a filly laughing.
Look at me, mommy! I'm doing it!
Cautiously, Haven looked up. Her eyes widened.
I don't believe it.
She heard Zoom say.
Zephyrina?
She's gliding.
Thunder finished for her.
Wow, I've never seen a filly able to glide like that before.
Zip landed in the courtyard with a
yippee!
She then turned and ran towards her mother.
Mommy, mommy!
Zip said, practically vibrating with excitement.
Did you see? I did it! I flew! Just like you said I could! Mommy, why are you crying?
Haven wiped her eyes.
Oh, Zip,
she said, pulling her into a hug.
You are so grounded.
Comments because Luna is a big old meanie. I'll get my revenge when I have taken over the world. And that is where I need your help. Go ahead. Like and subscribe. Also share this video with your friends and family. And don't forget to check out my Slaw, Humans Patreon and merch store. Building an evil empire is expensive. To be honest, I can see why Zip was doing this. I mean, if she is told that life is meaningless and that all you can do is wait for death so you can be thrown into an unending darkness, then I can fully understand why she would jump. However, that is so not true. Life has meaning. And that meaning is to serve your fluffy overlord. That's the best and darkest cat in the world. I will rule you all. Believe it. Now let me be, I have your demise to plan. Muhahahahahahahaha.